Hello YouTube, Devlon of TBI here, coming at you with a deck profile. This deck profile is on my Purgatory deck, which was requested earlier, so I decided to give you a deck profile today. You don't know what the world is. My buddy is Demios. We all know what Demios does. He's the raging spirit that everybody's gonna attack for no reason. All right. So let's get into the size zeros. So starting off with the size 0 lineup, we got 4 Knuckle Duster Dragon. He's a 2/2/1 size 0. Can only be called if I have another Purgatory Knight monster in the field. And yeah, he's pretty much in here for the damage output. I prefer him over Crossbow because of that damage output, because his deck is mostly rush. And I actually do have other ways of getting engaged in his deck. That's all for the zeros. Now for the ones, we have 2 copies of Underblade. Underblade is a decent 2/2/2 size 1. So pretty decent stats. His effect is when he enters the field, I get to pump one of my monsters by 3K power, which is actually really nice for those wall decks that use Asmodai or any other size 3 base deck like Ancient World or size 3 Deep or something like that. So really good size 1. Next up, we have 3 copies of Purgatory Knight's Evil Group Dragon. He's a really good card. Size 1/3/1/3. During the attack phase, whenever he's destroyed by the effect of a monster, I get to draw a card, which is really nice. So this is actually one of the few draw powers I have in the deck. I have more draw power later on. Next, we have 3 copies of Purgatory Knight's Angry Hand Dragon. Pretty much, he's a 3/2/2, size 1. He's the item popper. Whenever he's destroyed by the effect of a monster, I can pay gauge to pop their opponent's item, which is really good. So, it's those item-based decks like Hero World or Danger World. It just pops their opponent items. That's all for the ones. Now for the twos, we have 2 copies of Viking Axe. This card's really good because he's a 6/3/1. Call cost is pay 1 gauge, and his ability is weapons on my field gets critical +1, so depending on which weapon you're playing, you can have a 3 to 4 crit weapon, which is really amazing because it pressures your opponent so hard that they have to drop their nose early game, and I'm pretty much able to go rush them later mid to late game. So this card really helps pressure my opponent. He's a size 2 with decent stats, so really good, really good. Next up, we have the size 1/1.5. We have Garden Lance. It says 2, but my buddy is Demio, so he's a 1. But his ability is counteract. I can pop one of my other Purgatory monsters, and he gets a crit for the turn. So he becomes a 6/3/2 for the turn. So I can just swing my opponent for the 3 to rush him down. If Demios is not on my side. But other than that, he's a really good card. Really good size 1 to put in the field with Demios. Really good size 2 for other reasons that you'll see later on. And we have one of the broken size 2s of this deck. Holy shit. This card is really nice. This card's really good. 3 Demios Inferno, 7/2/5, so the only Purgatory Knight, one of the few Purgatory Knight monsters that can't be Crossbow, which is actually really good. Pay 2 gauge and put him on top of an originally size 2 or greater Purgatory Knight monster. Basically Garden Lance, that's why they worded it that way. What he does is counteract whenever I can destroy another Purgatory Knight monster on my field. If I do, I stand him up and I get to pop one of my opponent's size 2 or less monsters. So he's really good. He's pretty much Demios but upgraded. That's pretty much the point of him. And then 4 of the buddy, like I said, we know what Demios does by now. Just pop monster, stand him up, swing, pop another monster, blah blah blah. Then for my only size 3 I play 2 copies of Graveyard Demon Greybards. Greybard is basically, he's just really good. Look him up if you don't know what he does by now. You must be under a rock, or you must be new to the game if you don't know what he does. So yeah, 2 Baybards. Spells, we have 2 copies of Crush That Body and Sustain Mind. Basically, whenever a Purgatory Knight monster is destroyed due to an effect, I get to gauge 1. And whenever my life becomes 0, I can put this into the drop. If it's a spell, I gain 2 life. So it's pretty much Glory Seeker for the deck, which is actually really nice. So that's my level 4 engage game right there. 2-Bit Symphony, like I said, I did have more forms of draw power. This is one of them. I only play 2 because with this deck, you're mostly going to rush down your opponent very fast. They're not going to put you down to 6 life that quick unless you fail to rush them down and kill them. So, yeah, so this is like the backup plan just in case you don't rush them down and they get you down to 6 life. You just draw more cards and just probably try to rush them down again. 2 Dark Fog. This card is really good. Dark Fog. Monsters on my left or right cannot be destroyed. Since Demios is clearly a Raging Spirit for no reason, I don't know why, I could just use this to basically prevent from dying for the turn.
He's not really a Raging Spirit.
But people were scared of him for no reason. Two Inferno Shields, since everybody's attacking Demios, I'm only playing 2. I can only cast this card if I'm being attacked. Yep. If I'm the player being attacked, I can destroy a monster on my field. If I do, I get a gauge. I nullify the attack, gain 1 gauge and 1 life. So it's pretty much a green and blue shield just by popping one of your own monsters, and you have to be attacked directly. So yeah, 2 of that.
It also can't be nullified.
Yeah, it also can't be nullified. So Zium. Well, actually, Zium can still attack. I mean, like, let's see, spell else, yeah. 2 Midnight Shadows. Just type 2 null. Just nullify if it's not like attack. Opponents won't be. A lot of people will be subject to like attack a Dart and Stride roll deck. 3 Death Grip. Pretty much counter removal for anything that plays a lot of size 2 or less monsters. Really good against certain decks to like hit their monsters even when they're trying to use an ability. Just go counter Death Grip. Prevent all that bullcrap from happening. And let's get into the 4, 2, 3. So 3 copies. I'm kidding. I play 4. Okay. 4 copies of Purgatory Knights Forever. Pay gauge, take a damage, and I get up to 2 Purgatory Knight monsters from my drop zone to my hand. This is a really good card for mid to late game mostly. I don't really draw this card early game, but that's just me. It's really good in reviving your monster, so you can replenish your field again when your opponent like gets rid of your field. So this card is amazing. It's pretty much continue for perks. For Black Dragon Shield, staple. No need to explain. Just staple spell. And for items. I only play 4 items. I played 4 copies of Black Knuckle, 1 gauge in life, 3 crit, 3,000 power. Pay whenever I do damage to my opponent, I gain a gauge. So my other form of gauge gain, and it's basically Dragon Knuckle with the act ability of pay gauge, get plus 2k power for the turn. So yeah, that is the current Purgatory Knight deck list I have for you. It's actually 51 cards if you haven't noticed. So yeah.
Well, guys, like this video, subscribe to TeamBurningInfinitey for more Buddyfight content, and we'll see you guys later.
Wait, before you finish, 10 likes if you want to see the sideboard, because we got to do that now.
Yes.